Hi there, my name is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and today we're going to walk around a 2018 Newmar Ventana 4037 LE. So this coach only has like 11,000 miles, so pretty much brand new. I mean, it's not brand new, it's not absolutely perfect, it's not a 2022, but definitely like new because the flaws really require like a magnifying glass. So today we're going to use the magnifying glass. We're going to talk about the flaws, but other than that, it's a super clean coach. So around the front, you're really going to not notice a lot. Not many rock chips at all. And the same goes for the windshield here. The seal is in excellent condition. It's a one-piece panoramic. I love these windshield wipers. They kind of open like this, right? Yeah, the face is in excellent condition. If I could absolutely nitpick the coach, there's like a small little scuff right there, but that's not even a flaw because that's in the 3M coating, and you'd probably be able to get that off. So I wouldn't call that a flaw. It's like a little piece of rubber kicked up and hit the coach going down the road, and it's in the 3M, and it's just rubber. So I guess you could call that a flaw. Well, maybe not. I wouldn't call it a flaw. You've got side cameras that automatically come on. There is a 100-gallon fuel tank, which does have the dual fill, so you can fill it from both sides. This coach is really cool because, yes, it's not the big King Air. It's not completely Vegas decked out, but this coach does have strong fundamentals. It has the Allison 3000 series transmission, which is the much bigger transmission, and it is also put in a lot of 42-foot tag axle coaches. And this also rides on the Freightliner XCR chassis. So that's a pretty solid chassis. We do have bag dumps. Right now I have the airbags dumped. It has the automatic leveling, all that good stuff with the jacks. And the coach is absolutely beautiful. It's actually pretty unique for Newmar. Historically, Newmar made coaches that were sometimes not the most in your face, would be a gentle way of putting it. This coach, inside and out, as you'll see, is quite striking actually. I think it's a good meeting point of Newmar's kind of classic values as far as styling goes, but also craftsmanship and the way they lay things out, especially when it comes to the cabin space on the interior, met with a bit of contemporary style. And this paint is absolutely gorgeous. If you didn't notice, I don't know if you're into college football, but if you are, there is a beautiful Clemson tag on the front of this coach. However, the coach is finished in a red. So even Clemson fans can admit that this type of red on this type of bus looks fantastic. Now the rear is pretty cool. This coach has these, I mean, you're almost afraid of cutting yourself on these. It looks really cool, especially set against the black, because the black has that reflective property when it's clean, almost as shiny as that metal. But when you get the right angles and the sun kind of glints off of it, it definitely gives it a great look, especially since they continued that stainless or this metal grill piecing back down here, all the way almost up to your hitch. Now this does have a 5,000-pound towing capacity, which honestly was surprising to me. This coach has the 360 horsepower Cummins ISB 6.7 liter. And the big thing is it has that Allison 3000 series transmission. That is the limiter of smaller coaches when it comes to towing. So it does confuse me, but that being said, this may not affect you at all. And some other options still might be available for you, but it does have a 7 flat pin down there. And yeah, the rear end I think has been quite well designed. Another thing I like about this before we move on is, guess what? A full built-on ladder like a proper coach should have. And this ladder piece brings up a point that I think is sort of a general theme on this coach. And that is, I think it's well designed when it comes to actually camping and actually using the coach. There are a lot of decisions that were made inside and out of this particular coach too. One of those things is the fact that it is a propane coach. So it has a household refrigerator and everything, but it has a propane cooktop and it has a propane fired, as well as electric element water heater and a propane furnace. So this is a lot simpler than the Aquat, course, there are pros to having aquat, so always a drawback, but simpler across all boards when it comes to servicing. And there are a bunch of other little features I hope we talk about as we go through this video. But yeah, this ladder is one of them. It's just nice to have a substantial ladder. You're never at any point like hanging on the bottom of an extension or anything. I've been there. Let's move on to the passenger side. So down the passenger side of the bus, we do have a couple of things. One is our dryer vent from our washer dryer stack. And we're gonna tour the compartments and the roof more in depth later. But for now, it's worth noting that there is a ton of access to the side of the engine through that compartment. It is a rear-radiated coach, but they still at least tried to give you a bunch of access to the engine, which I thought was very thoughtful. We do have exterior motion detecting security lights as well as porch lights, which are conveniently located around our patio awning space. And I love the fact that we have a optional 43-inch outdoor entertainment center, a Vizio Smart TV, along with a Bose sound bar. So there were two options. You could get a 32-inch or a 43. This coach has the 43-inch larger TV, and that sound bar, you can actually pipe in audio from your head unit. So you can play the radio out here, your phone, Bluetooth, XM radio. It's pretty nice to have that sound bar out here. But we've got Hair dual pane windows, which are all flush out here. There is a super wide entrance step. It's a double entrance step and a pretty sizable entrance door as well. The patio awning is a one press Carefree of Colorado awning with a 3-stage variable sensitivity wind sensor. So it'll automatically bring itself in if it gets too windy. And above the entrance door, we have an electric entrance awning. And that brings us to the interior. So welcome to the interior. This coach has quite the tasteful interior, and it's an interesting meld between sort of contemporary and the classic coach style. And it's definitely still a Newmar. All the values, where the buttons are located, things like that are quite familiar, especially if you've had a Newmar before. But I think they're quite intuitive just as they are themselves. It's kind of one of those things that a manufacturer builds a reputation upon. Now, on the driver's side of the coach, we have a full wall slide, and on this full wall slide, as you've seen, we've got 2 recliners. And, you know, of course, the condition is quite gorgeous. We've got windows all in this area. So, you know, one of the things you'll notice about this side of the driver's slide is there's no compartments up above your dinette. There's still a lot of storage in this coach, as we'll see walking through it. But the fact that you don't have it here allows you, first of all, a much larger window, which lets in so much more natural light and just makes the coach look so much better. It's very easy to get in and out. There's nothing here except for the top of the slide. Easy to get in and out of this beautiful little dinette area. One of the things you'll also notice going through the coach are not only a plethora of outlets, but a plethora of USB outlets as well. And this centerpiece, you know, one of the signs you'll see on a coach that's been well taken care of, I like to see anyways, is pieces like this. So they put these pieces of foam on the side of that Corian in order to protect the leather in case it gets bumped into. I was going to take it off, and then I realized it was serving a purpose. Actually, my girlfriend Kaya behind the camera pointed it out. So left it on. Still a good, sizable amount of storage. I mean, look at that. They made the most of it. We have all the remotes in here, but solid woodwork is something Newmar is known for. We've got this interesting snakeskin accenting going on around the windows, which I think looks very unique and is just a fresh take on the accent pieces around windows. I think it looks fantastic in here. Really bold for Newmar, I have to say. And I love it. I think they absolutely nailed it. There's actually a couple little snakeskin accent pillows that go super well with this couch. And back behind the couch, there is a televator. But as you'll see the televator go up, I want to point out the fact that a lot of the windows are vent out windows. So these are Hair dual pane windows, and you can easily allow some air to be sucked through your coach via fantastic fans, which there are controllers to, which we're going to cover more in depth later. But yeah, nice large TV comes up out of there, push button, one touch. There's Corian accent pieces on the top and bottom, and it does have the Bose soundbar option as well, so you can really get into your movies and all that good stuff. There's also an optional 32-inch Vizio TV up in the front as well. So you have multiple TVs. This could be good potentially for being in the kitchen, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But these both swivel. They're in absolutely fantastic condition. Obviously, this coach overall is like that. And I love the fact that this is a manual kickout, or better. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice pushing a button, but there's an aspect of a manual device that if you own one personally, as a dealer, it's a little less of a factor because, you know, most of the brand new push button ones, they're going to work most of the time. But if you own a coach for a while, or even if you don't, I mean, we've had new coaches, they'll trip a fuse or something. It's just nice to have a solid, classic mechanical kickout. We're going to cover the cockpit more in depth later. This coach has comfort drive, automatic leveling. We're going to get on that test drive later too. Now, all of the windows have MCD shades, and the front cockpit windows, that front up there is electric. So you can easily, you've got some visors. Again, we'll cover some more of that in the test drive of the cockpit. Now, here in the kitchen area, you're met with the first heavier usage of this Corian countertop. And it's a straightforward Corian countertop, but we have a beautiful stainless sink in here. And the Corian inserts were just very, very accurately cut. And it may be also the design that makes them look better. But I love the dual stainless sink. These are deep. These aren't like those little shallow ones. You can use this, rinse out your pots and everything, just like a household. As you can see, they're set very cleanly down in there. Nice solid Corian backsplash. That was a nice touch, right? Optional. I think, I can't believe this is optional, but it's a convection microwave oven, Whirlpool. So that's in addition to your triple gas stove here. And I love when they do this. They finish this out in the Corian. You can remove that out of there if you wish. Or you can just leave it in there and use it like a classic stovetop cover. So you have the option to do both. I really like that. Think about it. You stop and camp for a week, take it out. You pull over on the side of the road, rest area, you're cooking up a quick meal, fold it up. Both options. Click this button, and then you pull it out, and then it locks into place. So first of all, this is really substantial. You see this quite often. And honestly, the things I like to look at is how substantial is it? How well built is it? All that stuff. And this one's pretty solid. It locks into place. So, I mean, you can't push it in. You got to press the button to do that. So, you know, imagine you're sitting here. You can use that optional 32-inch TV up in the front so you can hang out here and watch your TV and all that good stuff. Locks in place. Now down below here, there's a ton of storage. Tastefully, they have used a vinyl down there. Looks like wood, but that's very nice, you know, because A, it's under the sink, and look, they're realistic. They know that, hey, maybe in 10 years you have a leak right here, your plumbing. Okay, that happens in RVs, it happens in houses. Or you put chemicals and stuff like that that might spill. It's just better to put material like that. What's that? They even use that space to put a nice deep drawer. I'm missing a lot of storage space, by the way. I mean, all up here. Look how deep that is, right? Holy cow. It's all connected. We've got the options, or the color codes, VIN number, you know, all the information on the chassis and stuff. This carpeting is absolutely immaculate. Nothing has been spilled on it. Super deep. Storage up above. Check out this pantry. Fixed, solid, huge. Again, vinyl down on the bottom. It's below the carpet. They know what they're doing with this kind of stuff. They're planning it out for you down the road if you have a spill. It's stuff you don't think about. That's kind of what you want to look for in a manufacturer. Here is a, this says it's an option, a Whirlpool household refrigerator with the 6 batteries, 6 volts, and the inverter. So what you can do with the 2,000 watt inverter is run it off the battery. So if you're, you know, traveling down the road, you got your engine charging all of your batteries, you can run your inverter, have the refrigerator going on, TVs, all that good stuff, and not have to run the generator at all to keep your refrigerator going. Now across the hall, we have a couple things. First of all, temperature sensor. Fantastic fan vent controller. So this is a very nice, more modern controller for the Fantastic Fan. Actually, it finally put an up-down button. You can also set the temperature and the speed exactly how you want it and all that good stuff. So I love that controller. And the covers was the covers in the main area here is on the Fantastic Fan vent is covered with that wood piece. And before we actually move on, so you see that? That's nice. You can take it out to clean it. We also have, for all the air conditioning in here, we have these. So these are not only beautiful pieces made out of wood, and they have hinges so you can easily take them down to clean out the vents and all that. They also act as a huge noise suppressor for rooftop air. So this coach has a quieter air conditioning system than most of your average diesel coaches that just pipe it straight in. So these are not only higher end, makes it look like a higher end Newmar when you walk in, it kind of accents the roof instead of just being all leather, it acts as something practical too. Now this is a door that is made to be used on the road, right? So you see how it shuts, it doesn't poke out too much. And you've got your Dometic porcelain push button toilet. Good bit of space in here. They even gave us a window, a fantastic fan, a ton of storage, well built out of wood. And I love how like all of this around there is just like they did this piece there, medicine cabinet space. Looks very nice. I mean, that's so sleekly designed. Nice bowl here, right? Glass bowl, Corian. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful stainless thing. Again, nice, fantastic fan vent controller. Check it out. Because they have this accent piece here, this compartment has to be smaller for all this other storage here and that power control system, which is your breaker box. But they still give you the access. I mean, it's still super deep. They didn't have to do that. Anyways, just I like seeing stuff like that. It makes sense on the road. You need space. Yeah, anyways, bedroom. We've got a king bed, huge king bed. Windows on both sides. Headboard has that leather to match. We've got light controls right above the headboard, as well as, oh nice, it's security lights. I hope you've noticed it throughout the interior. We've got these beautiful little accent pieces. I think they're absolutely beautiful. They're even better than the higher end accent pieces, which are more in your face. These are kind of subtle. They make the wood look like they're glowing. But good bit of storage, pouring countertops on both sides of this king bed. And I can walk pretty easily to both sides. Check out the eye lights, LED aisle lights on both sides of the bed, all that good stuff throughout the coach. Ton of storage up above. You know, all the molding goes well. Huge wardrobe, so double wardrobe. Wardrobe here. You've got 6, or actually 5 super deep drawers because this one holds Sony. I mean, you can use that as a storage compartment. Everywhere else, so 5 super deep drawers just like this. This one, it's not the same. This one might be a touch smaller over there. So these are 2 deep. So 5 in total. 2 are those super deep ones. Wardrobe space. Wardrobe space on top of wardrobe space with outlets if you need to plug something in. Like a charger for a remote control. I don't know, something. Now let's step back in here. We've got our master bathroom. So 40 feet, right? With that full wall slide, these modern coaches, this thing is so well designed and so spacious. I mean, it makes you wonder why you have to go up any longer. Even me, I love big buses. I mean, but this thing is so well thought out. Look how big this is, countertop. I love that. Stainless steel sink. So, you know, okay, it's not like the glamorous glass one in the front, but stainless is easy to keep clean. And when I look at it, it looked very nice, right? I'm totally happy with stainless. Deep medicine cabinet space. Same design on that mirror. It's quite nice. Well lit, right? Ton of LED lights under here. Instead of just having 1, we've got 2, so it's just super well lit. The whole coach, you can say that over and over. It's well lit. We've got a Whirlpool washer dryer stack. Nice option. They give you a tray too. That's well thought out. If you ever have a spill coming out of your washer, it's going to be caught in that tray. Something my mom used to always talk about. We gotta have a tray under our washer. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a good idea though. I mean, it makes sense. By the way, another big pro about these vent outs is you can have them open when it's raining. And sometimes if they haven't been open in a while, they get a little sticky. But check that out. There we go. Vent out. We've got another fantastic fan in here. Beautiful stainless towel rack. That thing looks great, especially with that clock there. I hope you noticed that other clock in the front. MCD shades, day, night, everywhere, including back here. There's an engine hatch here, but it's not that noticeable, especially with this gray floor, because that trim piece just kind of blends in. It's pretty dang even. It's not annoying at all. Some coaches have like metal latches. I'm not going to say which ones. I mean, it's not a big deal. I didn't find them to be, but that just, you always just thought about it. You see that silver in the ground. You're like, am I getting my toe caught in that? Never happened, and I don't think it ever probably will, but yeah, this is just, that's a minor thing. It's well designed. I like this lock. You know that thing's not going anywhere. I had a bad experience with that. Tempered glass. Large shower. and it's gray, which means it goes with the rest of the flooring. And again, that's why I think this coach has such a nice balance between that classic, that beautiful Newmar maple, the well-built Newmar, well laid out woodwork, and then you have it met with that contemporary, the LED lights, the LED accent lights, the nice gray floors, huge shower, stainless stuff, no gold or anything like that. I think it goes all very well together. Skylight in here gives you a ton of light. And then there's another huge storage space right here. So another wardrobe, LED light built in. It's not automatic, but hey, you've got a huge, very bright LED light there. I'm happy. Got stuff down here, drawer. In addition, what's this? Oh yeah, that's nice. A little deep drawer. They're just giving you as much as they possibly can in the space. But the interior, I have to say, is quite tasteful. Just a dash of mirrors here and there, and a dash of beautiful gray leather. I think this is a beautiful match between kind of contemporary, modern, sleek-looking style, and that classic coach. Let's go check out the cockpit, and then we're gonna go take it on a test drive. So the cockpit is very nicely laid out. First of all, we have a nice, thick, leather-wrapped smart wheel here. We've got cruise control, headlights. We can flash our headlights and taillights, intermittent windshield wipers, and all that good stuff. To my left is where I can control my 6-speed Allison transmission. You can also set the highest gear. I've got the equalizer auto leveling system. I can auto level the coach, dump the bags. I can manually level it if I want to. 2 cup holders, so you got one for your coffee and for your water, or whatever 2 beverages you like to drink. And over here we've got a little mount there for a smartphone holder, headlight buttons, fog lights, the brightness of the backlighting. Got our engine brake there, single stage engine brake, as well as a battery boost. And it does have the pre-trip checklist, so you can go through what's in this menu here. You can keep an eye on everything. It says today's the fuel economy is about 8.5 miles per gallon, which is pretty good. It has 11,062 miles on it right there. There's our comfort drive adjustment. So 1 through 6, usual comfort drive. This is where our cameras come through. Of course, when you indicate, you can see the side cameras work great. Bluetooth head unit here. So you can see you've got USB, regular AUX there, iPod, as well as a Rand McNally navigation, GPS. Auxiliary fans on the defrost for the front windshield, in addition to the defrost from the regular air conditioning system. And there's a tire monitor installed, so all of them are currently hooked in. You can see the temperature. You can see the temperature of each tire, the pressure of each tire. So that is fantastic because all 6 tires are in there and connected just fine, and they're indicating great pressures. USB outlets here, as well as a regular 12-volt carport. You've got courtesy lights, which are basically the aisle lights up here, and then your standard dash AC/heat. I like the little bit of storage they give us over on the left side. Down in there, some cubby holes, and there's also an outlet back there, so you can plug straight into the wall if you've got a regular wall charger. I like that. And you'll probably be running your inverter anyways for your refrigerator. There's a day and night shade, so there's a solar shade up here. They're electric. So that is fantastic. And for the passenger, we have a cup holder as well as map light switches, and you can also access the step cover. So that front button up there is where the step cover, it'll activate the step cover, so you will have a cover over your entrance step. You won't trip down in there. You can also control the lighting in the back of the coach with that switch there. So that is super convenient. And of course, we've got this beautiful modern kind of slick design here. A lot of space. You can really kick back this recliner. And yeah, the recliner works fantastic. This is probably one of the best seats in the house if you're not in the driving mood. That 3000 Allison transmission, it's the same transmission that they put in the 42-foot tag axle coaches with the big 450s in them. But the 360, so if you look in the lineage, they have the 340 and the smaller Ventanas, and then we have the 360 here. with the engine brake. So the engine brake is pretty nice. It's a single stage, and the 3000 Allison is just overkill for the setup, but it feels fantastic. I'm so glad they threw it in here. Oh, let me shut that. That's probably causing a lot of noise. I have comfort drive all the way up, and it feels fantastic. Engine brake is holding me steady. I'm gonna set cruise control. And as you can see, the coach just wants to sit in the lane. The chassis feels definitely well sorted out. The XCR chassis is a great chassis, and yeah, having comfort drive is huge. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I'm sitting here, we're just set at cruise control. The coach just wants to ease down the road and stay centered. You can tell how minimally I'm having to deal with the steering wheel. It feels so nice. I love getting into a bus that has comfort drive, and not only a comfort drive, but it's just set up so nice. This thing with 11,000 miles, it's not even broken in. It's actually far from being broken in. And you know, the biggest thing, I mean, on the engines and stuff, of course, you know, they're far from, the engine transmission are far from anywhere. I mean, they'll go hundreds of thousands of miles if you take care of it. It's really the suspension components, things like that, that you notice that this coach has so few miles. That's why it feels so tight. And when I say tight, that's kind of how I refer to coaches that, or vehicles that drive like they're new. There's very little play in the steering. There's very little play in the chassis itself. It hasn't been rode hard. It hasn't had any miles to have even been rode at all. The ride is good. There's a couple little squeaks and rattles here, you know, especially when you hit bumps. That's true on pretty much every RV, even some Prevost buses. And that being said, it's definitely above average. Or I should say below average as far as how loud it is in here. The rattles and creaks are not too bad. They exist, but really not too bad. Even on a bump like that, they handled that very well. And, oh, let's test the brakes. Oh, red light, red light. Brakes feel really good. Held itself together very, very well. No cowboy stuff at all. That's a good riding chassis. What else can I say? And like I said, the biggest thing is it's such low miles. It's a 2018. All the suspension components and all that stuff, which is made to take a lot on these coaches. That stuff even is not even close to being, it's not far off being pretty much brand new. So yeah, this is an excellent driving bus. How many times can I say that? Let's go check out the roof, and then we're gonna take a peek at the huge, expansive compartment storage down below. This has a lot of storage. All right, we are on top of this extremely clean roof. Now, there's a small solar panel here. This is a one-piece crowned fiberglass roof. This is the way to go, if you're asking me. I feel bad walking on this. Look at this, I'm leaving footprints on the fiberglass. But the rear seal looks fantastic. Oh yeah, look out, this squishy. That's what you want to see. Dometic vent covers look fantastic. Toppers look good. You know, most coaches have clear coming off on that little black piece, that piece that curves up. And this one is showing no signs of that clear coming off on any of these caps. It's a little dusty. And you know, it'll probably happen eventually, to be honest, even if you garage keep it, but it's pretty surprising. It's definitely a new enough coach where you're not seeing it anywhere. This right here is a WindGuard Traveler, so this will give you online connectivity. And right here we've got our in-motion satellite dish, WindGuards, the road trip. Front main seal looks great, no clear coming off. Some bird stuff. Oh yeah, XM, Sirius XM. Got our other slide out toppers over there. Toppers look fantastic. No cracks in any of the plastic on any of these pieces. The shrouds, the fantastic vents, no tears in the toppers. I mean, up here, I would give this a 9.8 or a 9.5, 10 being pretty much brand new. This looks pretty fantastic. All right, so let's walk through the bays here. First of all, it does have a dual fuel tank, and it's a 100-gallon tank. Now, we're starting on the driver's side here, and of course, you know, modern coaches, the TV's up on the slide here, so we have extra bay storage space. And just want to highlight how clean it is. We've got lights, so it's pretty well lit. As you can see plain or clean through the coach. Now the first two pass-throughs don't have a tray. The third one does. Third pass-through storage compartment. It has an 800-pound capacity. Rolls very nice. It feels very slick. I like that. I like the mechanism. Oh, that feels fantastic. It's not normal that I comment on something like that, but it's just so noticeably nicer than some of the other things, slide trays I've used. But anyways, there's power down here up on the left. We've got our classic, typical Newmar tool storage bay where you can have your tools mounted up pretty nicely. And back behind there, we have the rest of our tanks, our onboard tanks. We have a 105-gallon water tank, 65-gallon gray tank, and a 45-gallon sewer tank. So tank sizes are pretty solid. Got another added storage compartment here. Little rack up there. And we've got our 2 chassis batteries right there, and a nice hard cutoff, so easily and quickly cut the coach off. And you know, I like the amount of access to the engine here. That's pretty nice, actually. I mean, you can get to a good bit from up and under the coach and also from the side. That's they definitely tried to add ease of access there, because of course it's a rear radiated coach, so you need some other access points. Got our dipsticks here, check coolant, all that good stuff, check air filter, hydraulic fluid. Taillights look nice, kind of remind me of a Holiday Rambler. Got our high output hot water heater right here, and it does have an electric element. 50 years, wow, look at that. That's cool. I love how well lit these bays are. There is a ton of storage. There is a ton of storage on this coach. Here's where our 50 amp power storage is. And that automatic transfer switch has a surge guard built in. Our plumbing bay, we've got a sewer flush, got our typical connections where we can fill the tank, get city pressure, water filter right there, ease of access, super clean. That's something I'd highlight. Outdoor shower. Nice, ease of access to the water pump right there. Low point drains. Nice. Very well laid out, straightforward, and just super clean. Other side of our pass-through storage compartment, the one with the slide tray, and of course it will come out on this side too. There's a ton of storage. I love this angle here. This is a cool angle to view this. Now this has a propane tank because this doesn't have the aqua hot, so always a pro and a con. Got a simpler system here, easier to take care of, but you have a propane tank. And right next door, we have 6 6-volt coach side batteries, which are on a slide tray. And these coach side batteries are quite nice. I think without the option that this has, normally these base models come with 4. There's our other dual fill on the other side. Front chassis side electronics for power seats, the dash, stuff like that, fuse box. So it's chassis side stuff. And up front, we have an 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. Pretty big access point to it. It doesn't slide out, but like I said, decent access. Got about 113 hours. So that's like no hours, absolutely no hours. Oh, I like that, a little light. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me fiddle and ramble and blab about this 2018 Newmar Ventana. If you're interested in purchasing this coach, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text. Look forward to chatting with you. And if not, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. You never know what the next coach will be. Let's see. It might be a trailer. Who knows?